Welcome back to the Windy City by night. The year is 1991. The vampires are gothic punk. Grunge is soon to take the world by storm. And that's the vibes we're going for. We're in the early 1990s. The stories that made Vampire the Masquerade the phenomenon it became and is today. Adapted to V5, of course. I'm Mikhail Hellstrom, your storyteller. This is Smith Machine. Don't forget to subscribe and bell icons and follow and all the things you do on Twitch and YouTube, because the Camarilla appreciates that. And if you're extra rebellious, you can chat and things. This show is rated R for
rock and roll.
Yes.
Hold on.
It is. And also for... There we go. Boom. And also for mature themes, vampires losing their humanity slowly but steadily, and doing horrible things to mortals as they do that, because that's typically what happens when a vampire loses humanity. They've done something bad. Apparently. Who is with us at this point? The coterie.
Well, me. Yes. Hi, hello. I'm Dominic, or Domi for short. I'm playing a little bit eccentric Malkavian known as Sylvester Björnsson, the vampire rockstar.
If you're only a little bit eccentric, are you really a Malkavian?
Honestly, the most normal one in this group.
No, I'm totally a Toreador, actually.
No, because they're being played by Jan.
There can be two Toreadors.
Look,
there can be.
Jan. Look, any character played by Jan automatically makes them not normal.
Speaking of which, Jan, what are you playing?
I'm playing Chris, the Toreador body artist.
And El Duende?
Body artist, that's what we're calling it now?
Yes, that is what we're calling it.
I've said body artist.
Huh. Didn't know that was a term.
Yeah, sure. Body artist.
It's usually tattoos.
He's a very athletic person, and some people might argue that some forms of athleticism might even be artistic. Just look at the gymnastics routines in the Olympics and figure skating and such. It can be...
If you get
I agree.
then, yeah.
That's all.
Definitely.
Now, in this case, Chris is not a gymnast at all, so... Go figure. El Duende?
Alright then. I'm El Duende, pronouns any all, and I'm playing as Tony Hernandez, the Bruja gangster. And second most likely here in the group to eventually lose all my humanity.
It gets harder and harder to lose humanity the more you lose it, so maybe you won't lose all of it. Just some of it.
Yeah, I'm picking the nerd will lose theirs first, Kate.
But yes, from our previous discussion before the game, that makes me wonder if your character dies, you have to play a Malkavian next. That is the rules.
What?
Oh, I do. I already have a character in mind that I feel like you'll enjoy.
Oh. Maybe I'll see, maybe I don't.
They're a Malkavian. I feel like you'll like it.
Okay, already enjoyed. Thank you.
Anyway, Roger is not here today because he's sick. We're hoping that Ender will join us. But meanwhile, we have a quick summary of what happened last session. You attended an opera performance, of course, but the evening took a violent turn. The bikers claiming to be Sabbat. So you had to deal with them. There was a chaotic battle, and eventually these Anarchs escaped. And during the chaos, Sylvester discovered a staked vampire hidden in the wall debris. Apparently he'd been imprisoned there for about 20 years or so. After removing the stake, he identifies himself only as Amadeus. That was actually the name you assigned to him. But
yeah, as a reference to Mozart in this case.
Yep.
Or I don't know if Rock Me Amadeus is out yet.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
because
That's
it came out
that's
in the
80s.
80s.
So.
Yeah, it came out in the 80s.
Or maybe both references then.
Yeah, maybe, but he might not know of the other one if he's been staked for 20 years. Anyway, as you were escorting this staked kindred out of the opera house and towards some more safe place, there was something of a, shall we say, tension in the car, because he didn't want to reveal too much about himself. He was a bit paranoid. Who are you working for? Who are you? Can I trust you? I've just been staked. I do owe you a debt because you have removed the stake, but I still don't know who's working for whom in the city and what has happened, and I need to catch up. And yeah, so he actually rather left the vehicle than go to your haven. But as you were talking to him, you did notice that he knew at least about Prince Lodin. You were talking about the prince, and he recognized the name. There was definitely familiarity there. And eventually you all congregated at the Sears Tower, where Prince Lodin questioned each of you about the attack and concluded that the perpetrators were not Sabbat, but much more likely Anarchs, possibly reinforcements brought in to escalate the already high tensions in the Cold War between Camarilla and Anarchs here in the city. And he assigned you all to help track down these threats. Tony was reprimanded for leaving the scene at the opera house earlier, while the rest of you were commended for your efforts, even though the sheriff expressed frustration that you had not come with him to track down the Sabbat. And then you all dispersed across the city to hunt and feed, except for Kate, who actually went to collect some forensic samples from the opera house, the crime scene, for potential blood sorcery use. And the rest of you satisfied your hunger through various means, leaving a trail of traumatized mortals in your wake. Didn't you?
2 traumatized and 1 very happy.
Yes, but she only thinks that she's very happy, and in fact she's probably also traumatized, but she doesn't realize it yet. Yeah. I even made a token for her, Chris. I'm sure that's not a bad sign.
Oh.
Good morning,
okay.
Ender.
I am so sorry.
Good morning, Ender. Welcome.
Sorry, I had to do some late night driving and I slept through my alarm. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
You're
okay.
here now.
Do you need
so you
a
mostly just skip
minute
the
to
recap.
compose yourself?
No, I'm good. I'm awake.
Okay.
Give me a second to log into.
Of course. Yeah, Chris. Cammy here, your victim for this night. She's all, oh, that was great, Chris. Maybe we can do this sometime, again sometime. Here's my number. Don't be a stranger. You know what? Maybe, just maybe, she's gonna try to persuade you to get your number.
Oh, I'll give it to her.
Okay.
No, she doesn't need to persuade me. I'm in the people business.
You are in the people business. Okay, she's very happy to get your number. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be hard for you to notice that she is. She fancies you, Chris. She definitely fancies you.
Okay.
Yeah. She wants to see more of Chris. And you fed on her this night, right?
Yeah.
Was that just the kiss, as it were, or did you masquerade it with some nice, who knows, intercourse, perhaps?
Definitely, since he's a siren, as long as I don't think you need to rose blood, do you, to fake intercourse? As long as you've already rose blood for.
It depends on your humanity, but you still have enough humanity, so you're good. As long as you do.
Yeah,
bullshit.
unless you're like a really low humanity, it should
Yeah.
still be fine.
Yeah. So.
Ouch.
I wasn't directed at anyone.
if you're cool with it, you could even say that we went back. I guess we were in the club. So let's say I took her into the bathroom and we did some stuff.
Yes, definitely. You did some stuff in the back room. It was passionate. It was spur of the moment. It was maybe it was even romantic in some fashion. Who knows? But yeah, she seems very pleased with this. She licks her lips walking away from you. I'm sure you're never gonna see her again, though.
Yeah, maybe she just asked for my number to be polite. You know,
Maybe.
thing.
Maybe it's a possibility. One could hope. I don't know. Are you hoping? Are you not hoping? That's up to you.
No, somebody who wants to be fed is an asset in the vampire business.
Yeah. Particularly if she has resonance, but if I recall correctly, she doesn't. So.
Ah, well.
Is this just because you've got that ability that makes them really love
Lingering
being
kiss. He
drunk
didn't
from?
use it. He didn't use it.
Oh.
You have to actively use it. And it actually confers bonuses on the vessel. So they get, like, bonus dice for a couple of nights. Depending on the presence strength. Kate, you're leaving the opera house, aren't you?
Yes,
Having collected samples.
I gathered the evidence, the non-human evidence from
Yeah.
the police, and I was heading back to the Haven, I believe.
Indeed.
I could try to hunt.
You could.
I went 3 hung up.
That
I'll
is
be
a lot of
fine.
hunger.
I'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Very well. Where are you? Oh, tattered soul stuff again. Did you think that? Did you find that interesting last time? We went into these expanded hunting rules from the tattered facade. I liked it. I don't know if you liked it. You haven't said yet.
They seemed fun.
I've-
If you
I
want to try
enjoyed them
one for
personally.
Osiris.
This it is a little bit more difficult than normal, but I like the flavor.
It is nice flavor, isn't it? So where do we go with that? Du-du-du.
If you want to try the Osiris one,
Yes,
Kate tries to
let's
hunt
do
as
it.
Osiris.
We're gonna be Osiris's. So, you're gonna stalk someone, of course. You need the rush of adulation and the roar of the crowd. They're obsessed with celebrity, or maybe they're desperate for affection, or both. So, are we going here for charisma plus performance, or charisma plus subterfuge? I think subterfuge is your better one, isn't it?
Definitely subterfuge.
Yeah. Where are we hunting this time?
Honestly, with how much Ender uses subterfuge, they better get a specialty in that one.
Eventually, yeah.
It's not worth it. Not
Uh,
everything needs to be specialties.
It's just free XP for an extra point.
I know. Man, that's the
whatever.
problem. I've got fame in a place that it's hard to find people in.
You are your crowd. You know your people, right?
You could.
I could find them at an internet cafe.
Yeah, would that be a thing around this time in 91?
97?
Yeah.
91? No, 97, yes. 91 is not a... Yeah. Some
that's the
suggested
problem.
hunting grounds here for Osiris include, like, the herd members' living room, the theater stage, the concert hall, the VIP area of a club, or a church sanctuary.
Yeah. I could change my fame to something more relevant because
What is
At the-
your fame? What's it
I'm
on again?
basically technologists, so basically engineers.
You could hunt places where they study,
Yeah.
like seminars,
A library.
and such. Library is good place as
Aren't,
well.
aren't the problem is aren't the universities already claimed?
The University
little
of
bit-
Chicago
some of
is
them.
already claimed.
Some
But
of
there's
them,
more than
not
one
all.
university.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like, there's the Northwest University, and then there's a bunch of colleges, like...
I guess I could try to hunt one of the libraries in the college, which is the opposite from a normal Osiris hunting ground, but it's
There are so many universities and colleges in Chicago. It's just, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's more the fact because
please.
I'm famous as a up-and-coming engineer.
Let's make it a difficulty of 3.
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
You could
And
hold
charisma
a
subterfuge,
corpse.
obviously, as you're stalking your victim and trying to... That means that you actually automatically succeed. Now, you do get a bonus if you have a crit for the actual feed roll. But if you don't
Fair
get enough
enough.
successes, you get a complication.
I will roll then.
Very good.
Let's see. Probably fail, knowing my luck, but that's fine.
That succeeds. Just. I'm gonna allow you to, or I'm gonna do things. I'm doing things because I can.
It is funny that one of the locations for the Osiris Preferred Underground is your herd's living room,
Yes, it is.
which doesn't make any sense because you don't hunt your herd. You just drink from
Yeah.
them.
Maybe like other people, just like their friends and stuff.
Like friends of your herd, maybe.
Yeah.
That could make sense.
But that's
Actually, there's going to be a complication this time, Kate, as you are hunting.
I recognize that image. You can hide everything else but the thumbnail. I got you.
Dang it! Okay, maybe I have to use the blind roll to... Yeah, anyway. Yeah, in fact, you're gonna recognize that face. You have spotted the perfect vessel for your feeding for tonight. What is your perfect vessel? Like a young engineer who is undergrad, who is trying to...
It doesn't have to be just a intelligent, someone who's not wasting their intelligence of any age. She is not picky in that department. It's just like someone who is highly educated.
Very well. So, yeah, they are up, apparently burning the midnight oil, which actually does make sense. There's summer courses, clearly. It's June 15th. Most of the university is empty and deserted, but apparently someone is studying very hard for an exam in a summer course. And lo and behold, you found them. But you also notice in the reflection in the mirror or the glass door as you're going into the library, you notice behind you, a bit further away, a familiar by now, I guess, silhouette of a man in a trench coat that you saw in the opera house talking to the very local chief detective, ranking officer of the scene, who dismissed his concerns about giving away materials to outside consultants.
Can't deal with him because he's under Loden's protection. Okay. In that case, I'm going to try to get some books checked out and leave. I'm going to call off my hunt.
Very well. That makes sense.
In that case,
Yeah?
would I still have the bloodstone that was used in the other operation? How long does that last?
That's a good question. Gee. Now I have to look things up.
No, I've got it here.
Craft bloodstone.
Nah, it's a week. Damn.
Okay.
I think it's been more than a week since we did that particular operation, so...
Yeah, you've seen someone. Was a bit too familiar for comfort, I guess.
I don't mind confronting him.
Okay. He's definitely
Right now
not
he hasn't
be...
seen anything Masquerade breachy, so right now he's just stalking me.
Yep.
So I'm fine to confront him.
So apparently you're confronting him. That's what I hear. That's what I take
Yeah,
away
like
from that.
I called off my hunt
Yeah.
of for food, but I'm happy to confront him on this.
And eat
So
him
yeah,
as-
I'll try to get some books brought out, and I will run into him.
Okay, how are we doing this? This seems like a dexterity subterfuge check, honestly, which we almost never do. But
Yeah, I mean, is he
I don't
trying to
know.
hide from me?
yes, he's
'Cause I'm not trying
definitely
to hide
trying
from
to
him.
hide from you.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Dex subterfuge, that's... Hell yeah.
We've never done that one before, have we?
Oh no, I'm totally not bumping into you on purpose.
Exactly.
The shenanigans are beginning.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if I do blind or self roll. It's still gonna just give you the
Oh, that's
mugshot.
unfortunate.
It still tells me who's rolling.
Exactly. You're gonna succeed, because in this system, the attacker wins. So, you will manage to actually bump into him. Maybe not as blatantly as you wanted to, but just close enough to stare him in the face. And he's standing there, not completely deer in headlights, but I guess he realizes that the gig is up.
Doing some late night reading, officer?
Yeah, I'm looking for some sources on various materials here. I notice I'm in the wrong library, though. I should be in the Department of Law, checking on the legal statutes for outsourcing police work to third parties, actually. Yeah.
That's good. I hear there's also about... You should also probably look up misconduct and stalking. They seem relevant. Or disobeying
Misconduct,
orders.
stalking. Yeah, I'm gonna take notes. I'll make mental notes of that. Yeah.
You should.
I'll
There may be a
also-
test.
There may be a test. Yeah. What say you about obstruction of police work? Should I look that up too?
I'm sure what you're talking about. I've complied with all police instructions from your superior officer.
From my superior officer. Yeah.
And what are you doing right now?
I'm pursuing some leads that came up. Yeah.
Ah, I'm sure it's an official investigation.
Absolutely.
I'll talk to your
some
boss
leads go
then.
nowhere.
See whether I can be helpful. I'm sure he'd want to know.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Some leads go nowhere. Some leads go somewhere.
Yeah.
This is definitely a social combat. You're definitely trying to hurt his willpower, aren't you?
I'm just repeatedly reminding him that he is not... Yeah. His boss told him to fucking leave it.
But you're not doing intimidation thing here. You just kind of...
I'm not intimidating.
Nope.
I'm just trying to run rings around him.
Yep. If you take half, you have 3 successes on your charisma subterfuge, or manipulation subterfuge, either way. Whereas he is going to try to defend with composure.
He could
Would
have.
composure investigation work for this? Why not? He's trying
He's
to
trying
just...
to find out information, and I'm not giving
Yeah.
it to him.
Exactly. Composure investigation. That is a combination we've also never had. But it feels like it would be right for him.
I
So-
love the insane combos this session.
In that case,
Okay.
I may roll.
Yes, you may roll, because he has more successes than you at this particular moment. He has 5. Apparently he's a good investigator.
That's pretty good.
His objective with this is, of course, to make you know that he's not scared and he's on your tail and he's going to nail you if you step outside the lines at all. If he finds
Sergeant Doak,
anything.
is that you?
I'll re-roll.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, why? That is a messy critical. Apparently his very stern resistance to your giving him the runaround is triggering something in you, Kate. Something
Yeah, I think
aggressive.
he's a mortal trying to give me orders
Yes.
and trying to make me feel scared, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no fucking way.
So he's gonna take 1 superficial point of willpower damage, obviously. And that is a very appropriate compulsion to get in this case, I think. How are you going to compulse him, as it were? Like, the beast in you is just put him in his place, like now. So, 1 upmanship exercise. So, yeah. Just put him in his place, once and for all, says the beast.
I'm going to directly call my contact
Oh.
and put him on the phone with his boss.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna be annoying for him.
Right now, he's just, oh yeah, I'll look some things up. I'm watching you, and I'm like, okay, your boss is going to be watching you, so.
This is the adult version of, hey, I'm calling your dad.
Yes, it is. Also,
Yeah, I'm calling your dad. Also, you don't go here.
and also, can I speak to your manager, please?
It's not can I speak to your manager? You're going to speak to your manager.
You're going to speak to your manager.
Go it.
Yeah.
What do I need to roll anything to get in contact with them? Because they're awake. It's only been 20 minutes.
They are
or
awake,
half an hour or
aren't they?
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're gonna get them on the line, and yeah. I think your dominance compulsion will be basically instantly fulfilled, because there's gonna be, you give him your phone, and he is standing there listening to his supervisor barking at him, and why the hell where did you go, and why aren't you here? You can hear it through the loudspeaker.
Yeah, why are you stalking one of the people I told you to leave alone?
Yes, exactly. And he's, yes, sir. Yeah, I'll be right there.
Anakin, stop poisoning homeless people.
And he'll just give you back your... You have a brick, obviously. It's a 1991
Yeah, I have a massive brick, yes.
Yes. So he'll give it back
Very
to you.
advanced for the age, but it's big.
Yes. No, it's state-of-the-art for the age. It's amazingly modern. And he'll give it back to you. Fancy toy. And he just leaves you alone. Yeah, that was the quickest way to fulfill a compulsion ever, wasn't it, Kate?
Yeah, that was fun. I guess I could go back to hunting now.
Yes, you can, in fact. It wastes a little bit of time, but just a little bit of time.
It wasted a little bit of time, but I doubt another cop's gonna turn up and fucking stalk me.
For now, you're clear.
For now.
For now. Meanwhile, in a different part of town, Kate is not running around out here, but I guess the rest of you are. Chris has just had a good evening. He feels much better this way, don't you? Tony, you have a harm compulsion now. And
I already
Sylvester...
dealt with it, though, didn't I?
Oh, did you mess them up completely?
Yeah. They lived, and I didn't get any...
Oh yeah,
loss,
you
but-
did. You caused severe injuries.
Did I hunt? I forget.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna turn my
Yeah,
hunger
you
down
fed
to
from your
one.
established herd without incident.
Yeah.
So your hunger compulsion disappeared. Which means that we're now at something like 2 a.m. this night, Saturday, 15th of June. It's a Saturday now, no longer a
Check
Friday.
that my hunger is correct.
And
June.
Yeah. June.
Is my hunger correct? Let me double check here.
Yeah, because you were down to, weren't you down to like 4 hunger and then you used, or wait, you had, no, you only have the 1 herd apparently. No, you have, yeah, you only have the 1 herd. So you were to 3 hunger and then you went to 2, right?
I went down to 1. I'm just trying to remember if I tried to heal after I fed on my herd,
Okay, gotcha.
which is why I'm scrolling back. Doesn't look like I did. So maybe I just forgot to mark it that I have fed.
Perchance.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems so, yeah. Yep. I guess I will actually rouse the blood to heal.
Ooh.
I am hungrier.
But you're also healier.
Yep. Should I rouse it again? That is the question.
That is the question.
Time to gamble.
Tum tum, tum tum, tum tum.
Okay, I'm good. I'm back to full
Yeah.
health.
You've healed yourself up after the fight. All those bruises are gone. The power of Cain's blood in your body.
Yeah, it's important for me to heal because I have just 4 health. I have the bare minimum.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, are you going to hunt even more? Or are we fine for tonight, Sylvester?
I think I'll wait.
Alright, so what's the plan here for the rest of the night? We have, as I said, June 15th.
Our current objective is
The
to
sun
investigate this.
Yeah, the sun will come up in about
Quote,
5
unquote.
hours. 3 hours.
Our current objective is just to investigate this quote-unquote Anarch issue.
Yep. May take more than 1 night to do. Chicago is a big
Yeah.
city. There's a lot of sprawl around here, and
Do we know if there's a bar
I have
where
a
like
perfect
Anarchs in
idea.
particular hang out?
Well, the Succubus Club, everyone hangs there, so that's where Sylvester is gonna go.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, let's go there.
And it's a Saturday night at 2 a.m. It's going to be open until dawn. You know this. Saturday night. I'll correct myself. It's a Friday night. It's now into Saturday, but it started as a Friday night, which means that Saturday morning everybody can sleep in. So it's bound to be rockin' tonight. Absolutely rockin'.
That's what I like.
Um,
Yes, Sylvester is going to go to the Succubus Club and keep an eye out to see if maybe these people are around here. If they
Yeah,
have the balls to show their faces after that whole fiasco.
Yeah.
Chris is going to the Succubus Club as well.
All right. What about Tony?
Tony is going to head home to the Haven, wait for the coterie to arrive, and tell him the lead he has together. So
Well.
that
It sounds like you might meet up with Kate at the Haven, or Kate is doing a new hunt because she was disrupted in the hunt. Maybe you meet up with Charlie though, because I have a feeling that Charlie will be there. Because, yeah,
And basically, I'll say to Charlie something along the lines of, I have a lead, but I'm going to tell you all once you're all here so I don't have to say it again.
that makes sense. All right, so we're gonna have Sylvester and Chris at the Succubus Club, which is one of the coolest places to be in town. Yeah.
Just wait until I gain access to the spider room, then that will be the coolest place in town.
It is admittedly hard to compete with Brennan Thornhill, but who knows?
Granted, this is massive.
Yes.
If anything,
Yes,
there
it
needs to
is.
be a little thinning out.
It is definitely massive, this place.
Yes, Sylvester will keep an eye out, also with Sense the Unseen as well, in case there's anyone hiding here or using any disciplines.
You never know, right?
Well, this fucker is here again.
Yeah, he's there. He's there. Brennan is here as well, just casing the joint, as it were. Talking to people, being generally cordial as you're coming in here. I'm sure he's going to have a good word for you as well. Ah, Sylvester, welcome back. How are you?
Oh, I'm
Good to see you again.
good. Thank you, thank you. How's the cabin faring? Good as always, I presume?
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good on my end. He must have heard that you have opened up a thing of your own, right? Because he has some contacts.
Well, he's working on opening up a thing of his own. I don't know if it's official yet that he has actually acquired the spider rope. He's just working on it. Because we haven't finished the project yet, technically.
No, but I think Thornhill will say, "Oh, I hear about the spider room. You've been there a lot lately, haven't you?
Yes, just
You
been...
and your band, Vixen, wasn't it?"
Yes, just scoping out something for my particular niche, if you will.
Of course.
Not that this place is bad or anything. In fact, it's great. It's just like all kinds of people.
Yeah, we gotta cater to a more wide
A more wide
crowd. Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's admirable what you're doing. I think you're gonna do really well. I think you're gonna help establish the niche garage rock scene. I know, let's face it, that type of music is not showing up on MTV as much as it was just a couple of years ago. I see how such bands can be struggling a bit more these days, so it's really a good thing for you to step up like this and help out.
Indeed. They're playing a little bit more rock now on MTV, aren't they? So, who knows?
Oh,
Maybe in the
of
future
course.
I'll be a thing on the television. But
One
I mean, if
can
it
hope,
stays
one can
just
hope.
in the clubs, then it's all good in my eyes.
He's trying to be a little bit charming, at least. This is not a social contest. He's just trying to be nice and polite and just establish decent relations. He has a decent poker face. If he is disturbed by your shenanigans with the spider room, he's not showing it.
Yeah, and Sylvester is just being courteous back. He's trying to say, hey, I'm not trying to make any competition here, essentially. That's what he's trying to convey, at least.
Makes sense.
Because you don't really want to fight with, I believe he's Venture, right?
Yeah, he's a venture.
Yeah, because Sylvester is smart enough to know, hey, you don't want to fight business-wise with the Venture who has this massive nightclub. It was better not than not to do that. But yes, I'm planning to enjoy the rest of my night before I have to head home.
Of course, yeah. You go ahead. You enjoy yourself. Are there others that you might be interested in speaking to tonight? It depends on which levels you're going to. Hey, Chris, are you talking to anyone? Look here, your clanmate, Brett.
Who I only have had one bad experience with and nothing else.
He has the most
clanmate,
gorgeous,
Brett?
big, blonde hair.
My clanmate, Brett?
Yeah, your clanmate, Brett. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and talk to him.
Okay, what are you gonna say to him? He is currently surrounded by a gaggle of beautiful young ladies. No doubt his meal for tonight. And he's gonna look up at you with his absolutely dashing model beauty. He's dressed in a nice blazer. He has a tie. He looks like a weird combination of surfer boy and yuppie.
Hey, Chris, what's the scene here tonight? Anybody interesting here?
Really?
Hey,
You're here, so no.
And this is
That's a
why
very
we need to kill him.
that's an old. That's a pretty old joke. Did you hear that first when you were still alive?
I hear we have to protect our humanity.
Nice seeing you. You were very helpful.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm going to look around to see if I can see any notorious anarchs. Or
Typically, the Anarchs are downstairs.
I'll go there.
Could I just have a quick word with Chris?
Of course.
If I were to witness him talking to Brett,
Sure. Why not?
kind of just like barreling through, not barreling into the crowd, but I guess shimmying through the crowd. I think Sylvester will just say, "Ah, yes, this guy. You're both from the Rose, right?
Yeah.
You know him? You know what his damage is?"
No, I see him at the meetings.
I was just curious. Since,
We're not friends. I just
yes,
thought
not.
maybe he'd be able to help us. Maybe tell us what's going on.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't lean on him. If he was a pillar, he'd take the whole building down.
Okay. So,
Last time I saw some of those licks, I saw them. I think they were close to the floor that had the maze, as they call it.
okay, let's go down there and see if there's any of them hanging out today.
Keep your eyes open, your ears open.
I'm gonna try to organize
can
these
hear it
tokens.
entering.
Reality is so it's called Reality, the ground floor, and then you have it's called Elysium up on the bleachers, on the mezzanine, and then of course you have the basement, which is where Anarchs tend to gather.
Remember, that's where we saw them last.
Yeah, it was indeed. Yeah, there might be one or two of them here tonight. Let's put in. This guy, too. Don't think you've ever met him, though. I think we know, as you're going downstairs here, Sylvester and Chris, and getting to the basement and where people are rocking out. If Damien and Levix see you, they might not be very happy to see you. It's still Switzerland. They're not allowed to punch you here. They won't, because of the unspoken rules. But I think they are going to very demonstratively walk into the labyrinth somewhere and just avoid you because you're
Fair enough.
the enemy.
They're not necessarily our target, so...
They're not necessarily, but they're definitely people who are not wanting to speak to you right now. I don't think you've met this guy, though, have you?
Probably not.
New guy. Yeah, he's a tall man, very muscular, very handsome, really. Nice trimmed mustache, glasses, thin lines shaved into the sides of his flat top, because he does have a flat top, 80s style still. Yeah. He is not one who necessarily walks away from you, though. He's wearing a leather jacket like so many others, and they're all headbanging away to some very heavy stuff down here. Probably heavier stuff than Sylvester used to play.
He's getting there.
Yeah,
Slowly.
yeah. This is gonna be... Let's see now. Had death metal started yet? I don't remember. Or I think it might
That
have.
one has been around for a long time, I believe.
Yeah.
I know it was at least something in '94. I'm unsure of when exactly it started though.
Yeah, but the trend is towards that anyway, so You get the...
It started in the 80s.
There you go.
Mid 80s.
There is some serious shredding in the loudspeakers tonight, and the mosh pit is just going crazy because it's a night after the Friday. This guy's just hanging out, looking over things, and I think...
Yeah, I think Sylvester will be curious and walk up to him and go, oh, over the very loud music, just be like, hey, like the jacket, man.
Cool. Who you?
Sylvester. I do music sometimes.
Ah, that's cool. He's gonna fist bump you.
Yeah.
Let's see. If he notices what you are as he touches.
Alright, I should probably remember to roll Blush of Life. Have I already? I think I've already used it this night.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so I don't have to roll
Okay,
again.
he's probably gonna notice that you're not altogether human. He's looking you over very carefully. Huh, kin, huh?
Indeed.
Haven't seen you around here before.
Oh, I visited a couple of times, but I was always on this floor.
Ah, you keep
It's good
upstairs,
music,
huh?
Yeah, sometimes.
Tower
Yeah,
much?
Not that upstairs. Maybe once, I forget.
Ah. Fucking tower, man. You should come down here to us.
I should.
Join the
Music's
revolution.
great. Oh, Yeah,
Chris,
yeah.
what are you saying? If anything.
Sylvester is gonna play along.
Okay, if Sylvester's talking to this dude, Chris is gonna try to follow the guys who snuck away, who went into the labyrinth.
Oh.
Because that looks suspicious to him. Like he rides down and they immediately go away. That sets off his. That was weird.
Just remember, you're not protected in the labyrinth.
So,
Is that
Just-
labyrinth not considered part of the unofficial Elysium?
It's not part of the Elysium.
It's
None of
maybe
this
it's more
is
that
part of
it's
the
just like
Elysium
like
easier
officially,
to get
building
away
isn't
with
an
things.
Elysium.
but it's easier to get away with stuff in the labyrinth because it's harder to tell who is doing what because it's so dark in there.
That's where I get my drugs.
I have heightened senses. Mechanic.
Yeah, that's not going to help you in pitch darkness though.
Oh, fair enough.
Let's see if Damien and Levesque can make their escape. And let's see if you can track them.
I have survival.
Let's see. Why don't you roll wits and... Are we doing awareness here? You're doing survival. It doesn't matter. Wits and survival then, I guess. You're trying to navigate through a maze.
Where am I? I'm in the wrong thing. What the hell? Oh, there we are.
I just hope we don't have a repeat of the Tony situation. Everything was fine when he was inside. He walks out of the club and gets his ass kicked.
Oh yeah, that's a ugly situation. All right, yeah. Hopefully that doesn't.
And I can't add my aspects.
Yes, you can, because you... It's kind of... Yes, you can have... Not your hearing, because of all the noise from the dance floor, but your sight can help you, and your sense of touch, possibly, if you're going by that. Sense of
I
smell?
guess smell too?
Yeah.
Question mark? Maybe some funny
Bloodhoundiness?
perfume. I don't know.
That
Is that
works a
enough?
lot. That works quite well indeed. Yeah, you're gonna follow into the labyrinth, And as you're going in there, there are twists and turns. It's a labyrinth. It's just one turn after another, just left, center, left, right again, left, and yeah, back again. And you will hear some odd sounds coming from a hallway down one of the... Interestingly enough, you're actually going to have some light here from all the luminescent, like, wall paint. Like, people have been painting on the walls and doing graffiti with luminescent paints. So you have your greens and your oranges and your reds, your yellows. And it says all sorts of things like geeks rule, knights, punks, a skull is painted in graffiti, vampires suck. Yeah, there's a lot. Anyway, you hear sounds of... It sounds like moaning, actually, from the other side. If you're going through... You have two exits here. If you go left, you will get closer. If you go right, you'll get further away.
I'll go left, sure. Why not? Let's investigate this morning. Maybe it's two people having sex. But
As it turns out, it is.
Damn it!
Yeah, they are finding rapture in each other's arms. It's as you... I don't know how long you're going to stay there, but just a momentary glance.
As soon as I realize it's people having sex, I go the other way.
Very well, yeah. You will see the flashes of net stockings, a leather jacket, a blazer, and a tie. That's about it. But you will, in fact, find Damien and Levesque. You may wish that you didn't.
Maybe not. I just want to talk to these dudes.
Maybe they are not even aware of your current affiliation with the coterie yet. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're standing there together in one corner of the labyrinth and looking at you coming to them. And the kid, Damien, you haven't met Damien before, have you, Chris?
No. I don't think I've met either of these Anarchs. Because even Jan hasn't met them, because Ivy would never go down to the Anarch area.
Very well. Roll wits and awareness. You can add the auspex here if you like.
Okay. If I like, I do as it happens.
because you have high consensus.
Because I think that if you have a superpower, you should use it all the time.
Yes.
And just never not use it.
That makes sense to me.
Because I won't blood search this one though, because I'm not too fussed.
Yeah, they're both kindred, definitely. Just pale enough. Just there are those telltale, subtle signs. Blinking a little bit too slowly, remembering finally to breathe, those kinds of things. And also, since you can't hear hearts very well because of the music, but you can see the fluctuation on mortals, the pulse in their veins on their neck, that very slight tremor that goes through the veins on their neck because they actually have a beating heart. That is not something that kindred do have. Yeah, you will be able to identify them as kindred on all these subtle signs. And the kid who is, 16 or 15, something like that, he has sneakers with the blinking lights on when you walk. They blink on the heel. Very latest edition sneakers. So he's just walking up to you like, "What's your deal, man?"
I just want to talk. Simple a conversation. No rough stuff.
We can give you rough stuff, all right? Both of them kind of laugh. Yeah, you were with, Syl, weren't you? Fucking traitors.
Well, we're not together in that kind of way, if that's what you're saying.
Are you working with him?
Yeah, we're working together. But...
So, Tower. You're working for the man. Is that what you're saying?
I'm working for stability, is what I'm saying. Just listen to what I have to say.
He's working
okay?
for the man. Damien just looks at Lyric. Lyric looks at you.
Okay. So, there was an attack on a Camarilla event tonight. Earlier tonight. And I just want to say to you guys that the time for silly buggers is over, because Loden is beginning to lose his shit. And if you guys keep on talking like you're members of the crowd that raided the Bastille, you're gonna get fucked over. Okay?
Oh no.
Just be wary. Okay? Less of this, the man shit. You're vampires, for fuck's sake. How many people have you killed? So don't be taking.
Shut your fucking mouth, man. We're in the club. This is anybody could be behind that fucking wall, says Damien, and just puts his hand on your chest.
Okay. So don't be taking anything of, oh, we're the man and we're keeping you down. All the bad stuff you've done in your life. You can't stand on a high horse with anyone. So I'm just telling you, the time for silly buggers is over, because Loden is going to destroy you, because he is going for blood. If you guys don't at least scale the tone of the things down a bit, okay? You're not John Valjean. You know what you are. And
What
stop,
is the
stop.
goal here for your... Are you trying to intimidate them? What are we trying to do here?
I'm just trying to convince them to be less extreme.
Convince them to stop being what they've been for 50 to 100 years.
No, just to scale
Yeah,
back
that'll
the
work, definitely.
scale back the.
It's a
turn around.
persuasion attempt, not an intimidation attempt.
What?
Convince them to lay low, essentially, I'm guessing.
Yeah, or just try to work with the camera. Don't be like.
Oh my god.
Laying low and working with
Yeah!
camera are two different bars. Which one are you aiming for?
I never said lay low. That was somebody else.
Okay, so working with a camera, the higher bar.
Why
my
don't you
God.
roll a persuasion charisma check here? Let's see how you'll
You
do.
made the situation a lot harder for yourself when you could have just said, "Oh, the Sabbat."
I'm not gonna say that. That word is.
Taking half, you would get 2 successes, which I take is not going to be quite enough for you. Oh, are we invoking the presence thing here too? Or
Why not?
why
Yeah,
not?
This isn't Elysium. I can all these
So,
guys.
composure intelligence versus your manipulation presence. So, let's see if they can resist you.
Let's hope neither of them has all specs.
It really depends on your roll for your
Manipulation plus presence.
your manipulation presence. Yes.
Manipulation, persuasion, presence.
No, it's just presence, is it?
Yeah.
For
It's just manipulation presence to make sure that you get the bonus, as it were. And a blood surge on top of that, no less. It turns out you are not going to get the bonus dice for that. So you don't get the extra 2 dice for your awe.
Oh well. Them's the breaks.
Yep. Charisma persuasion.
Do either of them realize what just happened?
I mean, at least one of them is a Bruja and should be very familiar with what presence is because it's in the clan.
Oh, you're gonna get your ass beat.
It's just a conversation. This isn't an Elysium, so I
Pro
cannot-
is getting staked.
Just a conversation that I tried to use mind control on.
Possible bestial failure. I'm sure that's not going to be a problem.
Oh,
You do have 4 successes. This is
Bro
you're
is
really
getting
going out of your
hard
way here. There, I think we're gonna reply here. Yeah, Damien is gonna reply with because he is often the one taking lead, but he gets a bonus die for Levesque being there as well, obviously.
Christopher, you should push that roll.
He's already. Oh no, you haven't pushed the roll yet. Okay, that's fine.
You really should.
okay. Let's push that roll. Where's the dice?
Ah, you are in luck. At this particular moment, you're in luck because Damien didn't get as many dice. Oh, possibly metal. Wow, you're rolling a messy critical. That's terrible. Okay. You are actually going to be very surprised to find that you're going to succeed with this because if you have 7 successes and they only have 6. So apparently these guys are listening to you. They're going to be like, what happened? What the heck happened? What are you talking about? We didn't do nothing this week. Come on, spill the beans, man. Give us the goods.
Chris,
A bunch of
Christopher,
out-of-towners came in, wrecked up a Camarilla event in a place. I'm sure you guys will be able to find out what place. Loden is convinced that they were associates of yours brought in for out of town to escalate tensions. So you guys need to calm your tensions down if you want to be not blamed.
I didn't hear nothing about Juggler bringing people in from the outside. Did you hear nothing? No. Levesque just shakes his head.
Like it's not
We
like
we
Loden-
don't have to use people from outside. We can do this ourselves. We're strong enough.
Okay.
Yeah, you tell
That's what I
Loden he can fuck right off because we didn't bring nobody
know.
in from the outside.
Not. That's exactly the kind of thing. Would it cost you to be polite? Like, is that like something you're incapable of being? Like just not being vulgar? Just be nice. I'm not even say call him sir. Just speak in a respectful tone to somebody who could possibly tell you to stay out in the sun, and you would.
I ain't gonna talk to Loden or none of his stooges either.
He could be in this room right now, and you would not know.
He's looking around a little bit because obviously you've rattled him. Since you had a beast messy critical, how is that going to go over? Do you have any particular way that the beast will express itself, or do we just roll a compulsion?
Oh, wait. You said we're like there's all these kind of flashing lights, right? You said, didn't you say that?
What?
About
Yeah,
Like
he has lights on his sneakers, yeah.
but like in the club generally, is there?
Yeah, it's a nightclub.
Oh, like Chris is gonna punch like one of the lights that turns on as if he was surprised by it or something.
That's
Gonna
not going
punch
to be
his
enough
sneaker?
for this case.
No,
Nah, let's go with
on
a
the wall.
compulsion.
You're in an unlit tunnel.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
How about paranoia compulsion? Maybe the situation here is getting out of hand, Chris, as you're standing here. You're actually agitating yourself and your own beast and realizing Floden saw you go down here with Damien and Levesque. Maybe he would think, or one of his people, maybe a Nosferatu is hiding somewhere around a corner and spying on you right now. Maybe the prince will think that you're actually secretly in league with Damien and Levesque and the Anarchs, and will come after you next.
Yeah, When that paranoia comes in, Chris will just say, "Look, I'm trying to keep you guys alive. Do what information what you will. I don't have time for people who want to die again." And walk away.
Interestingly, they will be speaking to each other in very low, hushed voices, but slightly agitated voices. You will be able to hear that much, at least, as you're leaving. So you made some kind of impression. Are you going to stay in the club or leaving the club? Leaving the club would help you get rid of the compulsion.
Yeah, I'm going to leave. I guess I'm just going to... Oh, I'm going to, like, ask the barman... On my way out, I'm just going to ask the barman to send a message to Sil that I've left, and then leave.
Very well. Sil, you're still in the basement with
Yes.
with
So
this
what
guy.
I'm planning to do, just vibing with this guy, is he's gonna say something to most people would just sound like small talk.
Yeah.
But in reality, he's saying something else as he's using double talk.
Ooh.
To say something specific to this
Do
guy.
you like the band? Do you think it's awesome tonight? Yeah, things like that.
So what he's saying is, in a weird whisper that only this guy can hear, is, "Hey man, so I've been tasked by the camp to investigate an attack that apparently they put blame on the Anarchs to do. I'm not really sure if it's your fault. I'm not the prince's lapdog. I work for me and myself. And I recommend you and your people make sure that they are not the one responsible for the attack on the Camarilla Elysium." So that is what he will hear. Just what he's essentially saying is, "Hey, I'm not fully loyal to the Camarilla, and I'm saying this to help you out."
Yeah, he's gonna be like, they just needed an excuse, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm Uriah. And I'm a big deal. Pretty big deal.
Well, pleased to meet you then.
Yeah, I used to be like the right-hand man of Mel Davis. He just whispers to you. Yeah. Pretty big deal.
Sylvester nods.
Why don't you believe him?
Do you mean?
He's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he trying to like say something between the lines with this?
He actually gets 4 successes there on his persuasion, so he's a pretty big deal. Yeah, no, he's leaning in, and I get what you're putting down. Now, listen to me. It's gonna be a mess, okay? They need to listen to smarter voices, like mine. But some assholes don't do that. And then shit is gonna get out of hand, you feel me?
Yeah. These assholes, your assholes, or out-of-town assholes? And
I don't know nothing about out-of-town assholes. But I can tell you that the juggler and Levesque, I think they're up shit creek without a paddle, you feel me?
yeah. I think the Sylvester probably will eventually notice.
We're all loyal, right, to the cause, but the cause needs good leadership. I remember what it was like, huh? Early 80s, much better than the early 90s, let me tell you that right now.
Yeah. We need a strong guidance, or else it's just gonna be chaos. Not
Exactly.
even the fun kind of chaos, just a... Ugh.
We could use a person like you in our ranks. I could put in a good word for you if you want. I heard some shit about you, though. Don't you hang out with that asshole Tony?
Yeah, sometimes.
Right. I'd recommend. So here's a tip right back for you, as a thank you for your tip. Split from Tony. He's gonna get you hurt. Last time it was a simple beating in the barrens. That's what I heard. Next time, it might get worse. You never know.
Right.
I'd,
Take that advice then.
I'd watch out for. There's already been drive-bys and shit like that, and you and I, we've been on the street long enough to know how to handle ourselves. We know how to take a bullet if necessary, and he's heavily implying onto your vampiric nature. But there are people around us.
Not to, but
There are people around us who might be more sensitive to lead poisoning, and that shit is coming. You feel me?
yeah, I try to prevent the bullet from being fired rather than taking it, if you catch my drift. But yeah.
Yeah, why don't you take that word with you to Tony then? Tell him that. His Latin kings. They're gonna get in the front lines if he keeps this shit up.
I'll pass on the word. I got to leave. Well, it's good talking to you.
Meanwhile, in a different part of town, Kate is getting back to trying to hunt, aren't you?
Yeah, I think she's gonna take half and just
Yeah.
find a student trying to work on their bloody thesis.
Very well. Composure
professor
plus
marking stuff.
intimidation plus fame for feeding.
Composure
Yeah.
plus intimidation
Yeah.
plus fame? Okay.
Terrible dice pool for you.
Yeah, because the dice pool changed after I made the character.
Yep.
Okay. What's my fame at?
You have one.
No, I've got 2.
So who have you found here? Let's see. You have found what is it? Because you want to have someone from like your cult stuff. So is it going to be an engineer who is interested in occult stuff?
Right now, I'm just looking for a well-educated person. That's why I've gone to a campus library, and I'm
Right.
not feeding from my herd.
So it's going to be some skeptic person who just... Yeah, don't bother me because I need to get back to sleep now because it's very late and I have a date tomorrow.
Yep. So, intimidation, composure, plus... Also, I'm just rolling 2 hunger dice. Plus 2 from fame.
Yep.
It seems cruel, but okay.
Oh, you are that person. That is a success. Good for you. Yeah, you are going to find...
Because it went from my strongest pool to my weakest pool with no skill points attached.
Yeah, I have a feeling that... Yeah, that's the thing when they update rules like that, isn't it? Okay, on a success...
You're the one who updated the rules! Anyway.
Huh?
Don't mess with the rules. Yeah, you have brought down and cornered your prey. You have fed. The victim has been hurt, drained, dry, or just mildly doozy and anemic. It's up to you. You have cleaned
I'm gonna
up...
do 2 knots, because that's the safe limit.
Yep. You've cleaned up your tracks reasonably well, enough to prevent instant karma from asserting itself. So, yeah. That's basically
I
it.
will also use cloud memory just to erase, just to make sure.
Yeah. This person is not gonna remember anything. What? You get yourself an intense, potentially acute temperament. Just intense. But that's still a temperament, isn't it? Choleric, in fact. Is that good for you?
Bonus for that one.
I don't remember off the top of my head. The table. Here we go. Choleric is for celerity and potence.
I've got celerity.
Yeah. You have everything by now, don't you?
There we go. Celerity +1.
Yep. You feel good about this feeding. You feel energized.
I feel like I need to
ready
run.
Yeah, ready to run. You can go out and run a 100-meter dash.
Yeah, right now I'm gonna outrun the sun as I try to get back to the haven.
That makes sense. I have a feeling a lot of people are getting back to the haven. Sylvester and Chris as well, because...
Would I have time to get takeout from the Succubus Club?
Takeout from the Succubus Club. Another feeding.
I mean, I could technically do it on the floor I'm currently at, because this is my subculture.
This is your subculture, absolutely.
So I could find a mortal to hunt right here.
Scene
And
Queen.
hey, come to this alleyway outside, and we can make out quote.
Scene Queen. Alright. Manipulation, persuasion.
Indeed. What's the...
And yes, you're not the only one feeding at the Succubus Club.
Okay.
Shocker, yeah. You are... It's a difficulty 1.
Can I
because you're the
argue
Succubus.
for manipulation streetwise, since they have a specialty in the rock subculture?
Okay, I'll allow it.
And maybe fame as well?
Yes, that would work.
Stacking
The fame
all
might
of the
work
things.
better with a feed rather than the stock. So let's get the fame for the feed instead.
Okay.
Bro is eating good tonight.
Yes.
So I have manipulation. I forget to just let me double check something. Okay, I cannot add R to this. That is fine. It would have been the same dice.
No,
pool anyways.
not with the streetwise pool. No.
It would have gone for persuasion, but it would have been the same pool otherwise.
Yeah.
Fine. And manipulation. Then rock subculture, and then extra dice for fame, for a total of fucking 10 dice.
Okay. I said to add the fame for the feed, but that's okay. It's gonna be...
Oh, I'm already here.
Yeah, you're already
so-
here. Yeah, you're gonna get a bonus die for your feed because you have a crit success here. Let's see now. It's gonna be... Alright, is this gonna be the after party after the party? Who
Oh,
knows?
maybe. Yeah. So I'm doing the feed now as well, which... What pool would that be?
Charisma, leadership, plus fame.
Oh, interesting. Charisma, leadership. Oh, I have no dot in leadership. Oh,
You present yourself as the ultimate friend, patron, seer, goddess, and most of your choosing scene you are.
right. So that was 2 dots for leadership. I need to double check if I can use anything here. Okay. I might have to
Oh
get
my
some
god,
fucking
just for funsies
dust
here.
and-
You're
I might
gonna
have to
have...
get some...
Your chosen victim for tonight, apparently, is... You don't exactly know who they are.
I don't know.
No,
Well,
but I'm
we'll
gonna set
find
a
out, I
difficulty
guess.
5 on the feed, because funsies.
Did I get an extra dice for
Yes, you
the
did.
success, or are you lowering the difficulty?
No, you get an extra die for the success.
Okay, I should have rolled an extra dice then, my bad. I'll roll just a d10 then.
Go ahead. Who knows, it might be a
Okay,
10. It's a 9, so you have 3 successes.
3 successes. I am gonna willpower like 1 dice just in case.
Maybe it will give you a 10, and then you'll be fine.
Oh! I have
It
total of
did.
4.
Oh, let's see now. That is 4 successes. Which is almost enough. A complication
No.
will ensue.
Fuck!
You will have your fill, though. You will drink from this person. But as you're drinking from them, you will notice to your horror that this guy has a badge. Apparently, this is an off-duty cop who's into the scene.
I don't exist. You never saw this. Cloud memory.
Cloud memory. Huh? And
I am gone.
yeah, you're gone. And are you satisfying 2 hunger then?
Yes.
Because you can.
Ah, yes. A cop.
Very good.
I was never here.
All right. Eventually, however, everybody gets back to your haven, as it were. The
Yeah, as
Coulter
everyone
Haven.
gets inside, I'll just say, fucking finally.
All right,
right,
pretty
then.
much, right?
All right, everyone. I think I have a lead on the...
Yeah, you cut out there. Try again. Elduenda's sound had a nervous breakdown.
Hello.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened to the mic there. As I was saying, or well, Tony's saying, I have a lead about who attacked the theater. So basically, I recognize the patches on the fucker's jacket. They're a biker gang called, what are they called? The Revenant or Remnant?
Requiem Riders, yeah.
Called the Requiem Riders. Real bad hombres. Yeah. Also, while I was gone, I got something to deal with them. And I pull out the double-barreled shotgun. Now,
Wow. That's quite a loud way to deal with them, but useful.
it has dragon breath shells, like the one who killed the Venture.
It has what?
Dragon breath shells.
He has a name.
They light things on fire.
A name. Ivy.
Give a shit about him. He's dead now.
Can we not keep those in the Haven?
No? Fuck you?
I'm sorry, 1 shot from that and I'm dead.
Yeah, and?
I don't want that risk. Especially while I'm asleep.
Tony, you might need to...
I'm good. Only Dex and I are going to be the only ones with access to this.
Tony, you better keep it underneath your pillow, but because I had a bit of a chat with someone who at least used to be high up with the Anarchs, and there's a chance they might be coming for you, man. And I'm not talking about just you, I'm talking about your buddies. Like the,
Yeah, I already know that. But thanks for the heads up.
as in, they're not just gonna beat you up next time, it's gonna be more than that.
Yeah, well, they can try.
Sleep with that underneath your pillow.
Alright, so tomorrow we check out these Requiem Riders, right? That's the plan?
Suppose it is. Were they frequent?
I think I might. Alright, Mikkel, out of game. Would Tony might have an idea? Or...
Oh, I might actually, because I'm very good with streetwise.
No, Mikkel, but they're Tony and Sylvester are both pretty good at streetwise, so would any of us have an idea of where they might frequent?
They are nomadic, so they're not gonna have an obvious home base around here. Given the reputation, none of the local biker gangs are gonna put them up unless they get intimidated to do, which is a distinct possibility.
Maybe is there like a place that is like a typical biker gang bar or something?
Yeah,
There's
like a
definitely
1%.
biker gang bars around here, yeah.
Like where pure 1%ers would hang out. Is that a term actually used in 91, 1%ers?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. And this is not the only biker gang with vampiric connections in the city. You know about the Wolf Pack, Tyrus's gang, who are in fact working for the Camarilla.
Yeah, so they probably wouldn't go to the same place as the wolf pack.
That would be a bad idea. By
Exactly.
now, you will have heard through the grapevine that Tyrus is allegedly a gangrel elder, so
Yeah.
messing with him is a bad idea. So if you can get the wolf pack and find the Requiem Riders and get the wolf pack to go with you, and then you should be able to put them all in the dirt really fast. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Anyway, is that what we're doing for now? We have are we gonna
I'd say that.
I guess it's like maybe the Wolfpack would know where the Requiem Riders would hang out.
Or like having a rough idea, maybe.
Yeah.
if the wolf pack knew where they were, they would probably have destroyed them by now.
Okay,
Yeah,
good point.
obviously. But like, they might help us, like, from their give us a different perspective.
Not
on what could
impossible. And given that you're all Camarilla, tracking down the wolf pack is going to be a good deal easier than tracking down the Requiem Riders, because the wolf pack doesn't necessarily hide where they go from Camarilla. Though they are also nomadic, so they might not even be in town right now. Who knows? Sometimes they're here, sometimes they're not. Yeah, it's off and on.
Huh.
Okay, this might be. Could we track them from the? Like, we know they were in the opera house, so could we like track them from the opera house via their tire tracks and stuff to where they went? Like,
How?
by following tire marks, asking people did they see them, that kind of thing.
Witnesses
This
would
happened a
be.
few hours ago in a city.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, sorry.
Tire marks on the.
Never
on
mind,
the-
that was a dumb idea. I forgot how long ago it was.
That's,
Lee, but oh my god.
No, all good, all ideas we should at least put forward.
Yeah, it's you said something.
With the what was the ruling on my ritual?
yeah, no. There was a clear
Okay.
no.
Because I was in there at the start of the session, so.
Oh, yeah. No, I looked into general rules, blood sorcery. Where did that go? Special discipline, rituals, up to and including the level the user holds in the discipline. Yeah. So it's in the first sentence, actually, yeah.
Fair enough.
Don't know how I missed that, but I did.
So did I.
Are we going to sleep? Are we
I
preparing
guess.
for the day? The horrifying rays of the sun that will come and burn your flesh if you're outside?
Yes. So, of course, Sylvester is putting on the pajamas and everything.
What other way could we use? Are traffic cameras a thing in 1991?
Yeah, ish. Nowhere near the sophistication of today, of course, but they're not going to be hooked up to a computer that can automatically detect license plates and stuff, but you might be able to get a fuzzy picture of a car, often black and white, which is not very helpful.
No,
But
but
at
this
least-
is a group of bikers.
Yeah,
That is a lot easier to track.
that is a lot easier to track, but you'll need to have traffic cameras. It's not going to be in... I'm thinking that's going to be on some highways that are like highly accident prone and places like that, but otherwise
can,
not so much.
You can do a stakeout at common places for biker gangs to it's called drive around. Might not be the most entertaining thing, but
I think maybe tomorrow evening, it'll be good one. It'll be good to decide tomorrow evening what happens, just in case something else happens during the night.
Very
Alright,
well. The Latin Kings, your gang is taking up positions outside. They're armed. They're ready for anything. Your goons are there, Tony. They're protecting you, like you're protecting the community. That's at least what you're saying, isn't it? Are you
Yeah.
really protecting the community, or are you just bullshitting them?
Yeah, fuck
Vampires.
no.
Vampires have a
I
tendency to just suck out the help from the community without giving anything in return.
There's this thing called a lamprey. It's very close to what Tony is.
Yes, this is true. All right, so a day goes by, and who knows what is going to happen during a day that when the day is going by.
Roll a brows, do like a humanity check to wake up.
Maybe. Or not.
I think Sylvester is just gonna ask Leopold to sleep on the couch in the living room.
Yeah, he'll do that. He's gonna
Man,
sleep for...
they put on the couch. Leopold is never. Oh.
Yeah, he sleeps on the couch for 6 or 7 hours or something like that, and then he has like the afternoon to...
It's good because he'll get sleep, and if someone barges in the front door, he'll wake up.
Yes.
Leo is never getting that sleva ussy.
This day, no
What?
one is barging down the door, and no one has to roll to rouse from your sleep in the middle of the day. But I would like you all to roll a rouse check to wake up in the night as night falls, and you are trying to animate your undead flesh again.
Kane fucking loves me. What is this bullshit? I keep succeeding with the rouse checks.
Hail, Kane.
Oh.
Hungry. I need blood.
Me too,
Yes.
probably.
No, you're
Well, yeah.
fine.
But no,
The
I'm,
vampires don't rule the world. They're always just so hungry.
Yeah, like in terms of eating, it's hobbits, and then right under them, it's vampires.
8:30. The sun is going down, and let's see now. Chris is a high humanity vampire. Also very hungry because look at that hunger.
yeah, 4.
Yeah, you need to eat something tonight, Chris. So you started out, you had a nice meal from Cami last night, and then you immediately made yourself super hungry over the rest of the night.
Yeah,
So many
well,
rouse checks.
I was using aspects. I was blood surging. It was a fun time.
It was a fun time. Yeah, you are feeling the hunger from the beast. It wants nourishment now, please.
Okay, I guess I'll go hunting.
Eat something, says the beast. And since you're a siren... Okay, you are going out to hunt something with the promise of passion and sexuality. Alright. It's early in the evening now, 8:30. The sun has just gone down. You can probably still see the...
I can't hear you, Mikhail. Am I having the problem or you are?
I don't
It
think
sounds
think
like
you
you're
have
having a
the
problem. I
problem.
can hear him fine.
Okay, give me a second.
Gotcha.
I'll disconnect and reconnect.
So while Chris is planning for his snack for the night, when
Okay.
he's very hungry. Can you hear us
Okay,
now?
I'm very hungry yet.
Yes. So where are you gonna go having?
It's 8:30, so maybe go to a pub, a bar, I suppose, since it's too early for nightclubs.
That makes sense. And it's a Saturday night, so you know what? There's probably a sports event or a party or something like that happening. Difficulty 2 to pick someone up at this bar. Charisma subterfuge. I think you're gonna succeed automatically.
Okay, great.
Yeah, you don't even have to roll, so take half, succeed. Look at this. The person you pick up tonight is, in fact, a wistful lover hoping to find romance.
Oh, good.
They look at you with... Yeah. Oh, he is such a handsome boy. Which he is, isn't he? Chris is handsome.
Yeah,
He is,
he's
in
oh,
fact... Well,
he's good looking.
he doesn't have the beautiful merit, nor does he have
No,
the
but he
stunning
does.
merit.
He has the looks merit, doesn't he? He definitely has some good look merit.
Not that I can see on this sheet, but
What?
if you say so.
The hell? That was definitely in the sheet I gave to you.
That's weird. Okay. Is it
'Cause
the
he gets-
beautiful one? Oh,
Gets
wait.
it- Yeah, he gets it for being a siren, I think.
That makes sense. Okay, there we go. Add that then to your charisma subterfuge, please. One more dot for being hot.
Okay. And so I succeed. I take half.
Yep.
Oh,
and now
and-
you're gonna feed, which is a manipulation persuasion. Yeah.
That's 4. Do I need to roll that?
It's persuasion, so you can add your you can add your 2 presence dots to that.
So that's 6. So is that
So
enough?
then you can take half and just succeed automatically.
Yeah.
Now comes the problem. You are feeding on someone when you are hungry. Very
Yeah.
hungry.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so let's see now here. Roll a frenzy check, difficulty 3.
Is it just what you need to do? Is that the?
Resist
No, that's a
frenzy
roll
button.
check. Where's that now?
Top
Top
right.
right.
Next to your clan.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Come on. Baby needs a new.
Oh yeah. That works.
Oh, succeed on every dice. When does
Yes.
that happen? Never.
Your beast is promptly like it's trying to break out. It's, I want everything, and you just go to bed. And it does. You don't
Yeah.
even hear the growling or the whimpering from the beast as you're satisfying your urges for blood and get warmer. Anyway, back at the Haven, Kate, Sylvester, Tony, you're all awake when Chris just leaves and without a word to the rest of you, apparently, maybe? I don't know. Are they talking?
I guess he told like one of the ghouls, I'm going out for a snack. I'll be back soon.
Yeah. It's gonna take a while.
Sylvester was again fixing up his hair in the evening. Apparently, everybody wants to rule the world is playing muted through the walls.
Yep. And you can hear the psh psh from the hairspray because there's hairspray.
Of course. So much hairspray.
So much
hairspray and hair wax and makeup and eyeliner and all of the good stuff.
Very well.
He finally switches out the suit he was wearing
Yeah.
for his usual
Back to your
fit.
leather duster and bling.
Yep.
Gang collars.
And putting the new double barrel, I don't know, somewhere in the jacket.
That makes sense. It's a very short double barrel, so you can just... It's effectively a shotgun pistol at this point, isn't it?
Yep, and finally came up with a name for the fucker.
Oh.
One hit wonder.
One hit wonder. Yes, that makes sense. Have you loaded it with Dragon Breath rounds as well, or
Yep.
just in case? So it's going to be one hit wonder, and then people are going to scream and be on fire.
Yeah.
Note to self, never cross Tony.
Ever.
I think I've said that 3 different times on this.
Yeah, it's
in
been a
this
it's been a
game.
consistent thing.
Yeah, that Tony is like the most psychotic person, a member of this team.
Iconic is not the word I would use.
No, I said psychotic and iconic.
Oh.
Both.
I didn't say iconic, but yeah, he is a bit.
Psychotic.
Okay,
iconic.
we
That's
have
the
an
album
investigation
name
to
I've ever
do.
heard
Yes, you do. What do you intend to do about that?
Bringing up... Do you believe, like, reaching out to the wolf pack? Because they're on our side. Do you think they would be willing to assist us with any possible information they've heard about a rival gang moving in?
Probably.
They may have heard something we haven't.
That does make sense. I guess we should check out that bar, see if they're there.
Yeah.
And if they're not, look around some other hot spots where they might be. The Requiem Riders, not the Wolfpack.
Sylvester, is there anything you have that's a bit smaller? I don't think I'm really going to fit in at this bar.
Oh. I suppose I have that firearm my Tony gave me once.
The what?
The clock.
The cock! What?
The Glock with a G.
No, do you have anything, like, clothing-wise?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were asking for weapons, my bad. I misheard.
No, I'm not planning to attack the wolf pack.
Oh, dude, I might be a little bit big on you, but I can look at what you want.
Just something simple. I don't
Sylvester
want to
then
talk to more
proceeds
people
to...
than I have to.
Sylvester then proceeds to lead you to his bedroom, Kushmark, and just like point out all of the clothing he thinks will fit you.
It's probably 2 or 3
Makeover
items.
style.
Kate's what, like 5'5", and Sylvester's 6'3" or something.
Yeah, he's quite tall, but he'll probably find something that fits you.
Look, to be fair, if something's a little bit oversized, it might help with you with the whole,
Yeah.
oh, I belong here vibe.
The thing is, like, a lot of the clothes he has is like tight-fitting stuff, so some of it like might fit you, although be like a little bit like long in the sleeves.
In that case, she will
Oh my
get
God, one of the dogs is here. Hell yeah.
probably what she thinks is stereotypically biker stuff. Like, a lot of just, like, leather and denim.
Yeah, or ripped jeans, maybe.
Yeah. She's gonna do what she can.
It's gonna be that
Like,
weird contrast with her
distressed clothing, for
her
example.
glasses and then the leathers and the denim, because the glasses are for a different type of fashion, clearly.
Yes, but it's also the thing of she can take the glasses off. She doesn't need them. They're
That's
just
fair.
part of her cover. Because who's heard of a vampire with bad eyesight?
Fair. There might
That
be.
wasn't
he
a
has-
Nosferatu.
If you are embraced
Sylvester
when
has,
you have
yeah,
bad eyesight, maybe you will retain it for your entire life. Please don't
Unlife.
embrace me.
Despite not always wearing them, Sylvester has like a surprising amount of shades in different colors.
That makes
Oh,
sense.
shall I do your hair as well, or is the clothing enough?
I think the clothing should be enough. You will notice that she's wearing the gold cross that Sylvester gave her, like, 6 months ago.
I forgot about that, but yeah.
So we're gonna go out and look around for possible traces of the Wolfpack and or the Requiem Riders. And hopefully track someone down, right? Some of them at the very least. Last time you met the Wolfpack, you were at the cave, Horace's place, right?
Indeed.
Yeah. Long story short, Horace. There we go. Horace! At the cave. You've been there before? Did you insult anyone when you were there last time?
No, actually not. I don't believe so.
I don't think you did.
It was Volcavian, or am I incorrect?
Yes, he is indeed.
Good to know.
Yeah, he apparently you've never seen him at any of the clan functions, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't been there maybe when you missed out on a clan meeting.
Yeah.
It can happen. And you haven't seen any of his particular quirks yet? His
Other than that one time we met and he was really paranoid.
Yeah, that would do the trick, of course, yeah. But yeah, he's gonna, by now, since he knows that you're in good standing with the Camarilla and all, you can go in through the back entrance to his club. And one of his ghouls there, you met them, you met his staff at the cave. We'll let him know that you've arrived, and he will, provided he's there tonight, but I think he's there. Yeah, he's there. He will meet with you in his office, and haven't seen you for a while, have I? How are you these nights?
Yes.
I hear you've been making quite an impression on at least some of our illustrious kin.
Yeah. Let's get to the brass tacks. We need to talk to the Wolfpack.
Ah, I see. Unfortunately, the Wolfpack are not in town at the moment, as far as I know. No, they are
Really?
ever-traveling, quite nomadic group, and sometimes we all have people whom we must heed, don't we? Elders who wish to pull our strings in different ways. He's looking at you with that weird gaze again, wondering possibly if someone is trying to pull your strings tonight.
In that case, Kate's just gonna speak up and just say, well, in that case, we were hoping if you had an ear to the ground about another nomadic group recently entered the city.
Yes.
The
Doesn't
Requiem
play
Riders.
well with the structure.
They've been causing a bit of ruckus.
I believe they go by Requiem Riders.
We don't like ruckus, do we? He says.
Quiet
Oh,
sounds better.
Annoying. There is a reason I am here in this place and not in, shall we say, a more highly trafficked place. This is an excellent place to run. Hole in the wall. Not not too much attention. Just my two retainers keeping an eye on things.
Yes, I do enjoy not having to yell up music. That is a bonus.
But the Requiem Riders, you say, they're in town?
You've heard of them before?
Well, of course I heard of them before. The Wolfpack has heard of them before.
Yes, they caused an incident. We need to remind them they're not welcome.
No doubt. That's gonna be skin off of your back, isn't it? You know what? I'll tell you if I hear anything. Because I don't want them in town any more than anybody else wants. Now, I don't want to stick my neck out, obviously. I don't want them to come into my establishment, because that could hurt me and mine. But let nobody say that I'm not loyal to the prince. So if he's
Well,
asking around, I'm definitely helping.
Yes,
Glad to
and
hear.
we would like to prevent them from coming to places like yours and causing a ruckus. I can see you like a little more of a quiet experience.
So in other
What should
words, you scratch my back and I scratch yours.
Oh yes,
I give you the information you
have.
need, you go and find them.
indeed. beneficial
good
for
to
both
me.
of us.
Yeah, I'll,
The sooner the better.
for sure. Yeah. Now, it's a big city. Lots of bikers out there. It's a bit of a finding a needle in a big stack of needles, slightly different colored. So don't expect any miracles out of me right now, this instant. But I'll keep my ear to the ground, for sure.
We understand.
With your knowledge of the riders, would you happen to know their leader?
Nah, I never met them personally, just hear them by hearsay.
So you know their name?
The leader of them? No, but I heard that they're out from out west somewhere. Like, I don't know, California, Washington State, maybe.
Okay. That may be helpful. Thank you for your assistance.
Anytime.
Of course.
And
Does anyone else have any questions for him?
if any of you need to have a quick refreshment, I'd be happy to accommodate that with one of my patrons here.
Yeah, could I maybe get a read on Horace to see if he's basically to see if like he's not omitting any details. That he
All
might
right.
know.
Why don't you roll? How are you going to discern his?
Just read his facial expressions.
So
That's
we're
like an
getting
insight.
wits and insight here.
Yep. And I get a bonus from my lordship.
Ooh, sneaky stuff.
Indeed, and I'll just have to double check how many.
Gain 2 dice on an awareness or insight
2
roll
dice.
involving another Malkavian. You're right. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that gives us in total 7 dice, which is 3 successes. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Should I roll or?
You can win by taking half. It's not going to be a critical win,
Sure.
but it's going to be a squeaky win. Horace is always unflappable. His face doesn't emote a lot, so for people who don't have as much insight as you do, he must seem like nothing becomes him. But underneath that, let's call it a poker face, there is every once in a while the little flinch. The little flinch. Yeah, you will pick up some fear vibes from him. It's not like he's obviously hiding stuff. He's not. You don't know if he's afraid of you, obviously. But there is anxiety in him.
Probably.
It could just be that he's anxious about the situation. The idea
Could
that
be.
they could just
Yeah.
come
Also,
in
that
direct-
he's like a Malkavian with a very persistent paranoia, which wouldn't be surprising from how we first saw him react.
Also, like, just being a vampire, this life is stressful as fuck.
It is. You're literally a member
Does
of the mob. If you don't watch yourself, you're gonna get whacked.
Does the bar look okay? Does it look like there's been an incident here that's been covered up?
No, it looks perfectly fine, like the first time you were here. That isn't perfectly fine, but it's just as grimy and dirty as it was the last time. It's a waterhole, this place. It's not supposed to be a classy place. If you drink any of the strong spirits, you are one step away from going blind. I don't think that Horace would allow actual aid stuff, hooch, be sold here, but it's not going to be the expensive stuff either.
Oh, yes, in that case, Sylvester will say, wait, thank you, Horace. That's been most helpful.
Of course.
If anything comes up, maybe you can give us a call. There might give him his phone number, which is probably just a phone number to David.
Yep. He will pick that up, file it in his Rolodex. I shall keep that in mind. He smiles again. Always very polite, always very... the smile never reaches his eyes, but... Yes, quite. Certainly, I will keep that in mind.
All right, so out of game, all 3 dogs are on my bed, so that's pretty cute.
That is pretty cute. In game, you don't have any dogs.
Yet. You never know.
I mean,
We might have a wacky idea about dogs and ghouls.
Wouldn't be
and I
first
have
kid to do
Leopold. He's my dog.
that.
My watchdog, if you will.
Yep.
All right,
a
so
ghoul dog.
what is the next idea here?
The next idea.
If anything. We can, in fact, abstract the search a little bit, but I'm also paying attention to the time here.
Yeah, I feel like maybe abstracting things a bit here would
Yeah.
be good. Using streetwise.
Absolutely.
So,
Slight
With-
time skips, if you will. Let's see.
yeah, so wit or intelligence?
That's a good question. Whatever is better for you.
Oh, in that case, that's pretty simple. I want to find these fuckers, so I will be blood surging it.
Not when you're rolling like this. Blood Surge is for a roll during a
Holy
scene.
shit. Oh, okay, sorry. That's still 5 successes.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
And I guess I'll re-roll that final die, so
It's
That
definitely
would be-
not going to be a bestial failure, so
6 successes then.
all the
Overall.
successes. Okay. So this is going to be an extended roll where you have to accumulate, and extended rolls can require up to 20 successes and stuff, but you've started
In that
working
case,
on
should
this.
we all make a roll?
Absolutely.
Not necessarily with that skill, but
Absolutely. you should.
Start rolling, bitches! And I guess you would roll for Charlie, right, Mikkel? Since I feel like he would probably, even though his player isn't here, his character would definitely.
Absolutely. He's not amazing at streetwise, but intelligence, however.
could I use intelligence technology to try and hack the security cameras for the street?
You know what? I looked it up. There are no street cameras yet, but you can use your your technology to hack various police servers, or just do a SIGINT thing to track various biker gangs with shotgun microphones and bugs and so on. Like where Tony and Goldtooth are out in the streets and talking to people, you are planting bugs in clever locations to pick up whatever chatter is going on.
Okay.
And by the way, how many successes did Goldtooth get there? That was a private roll.
Oh, I'm sorry.
2. All right then. I feel like you'd probably push that. But then again, I'm not Goldtooth. So
He'll regain the willpower anyway until next session, so
yeah.
why not?
Maybe I can argue for a better roll for me than wits plus street rise. That's only 3 dice. What can I get more of? Charisma plus street rise? I'm going around talking to people. Charisma
Sure.
plus persuasion,
I like-
maybe?
I am a charming
Like,
guy.
you're swinging by a bunch of biker bars and chatting people up, see if they've seen anything.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let's say charisma plus persuasion.
that makes sense.
I'm not seducing anybody, so I don't get my specialty.
That makes sense.
Bikers aren't his type, unless they're a specific type of a biker.
Cool biker woman.
Apparently not really your type, as it were.
16 successes is pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's willpower reroll for this, just because I want to try.
Well, we're
to
not all done.
contribute. Ah!
Yeah, so Sylvester, it's up to you. Don't fuck it up.
Oh my goodness.
It's not all up to you.
It
No,
is
it's all
all
up
up to you.
You fuck
I
this
am
up, we all die. We have to make new
Good
characters.
at talking. Very decent, I would say. Looks at my social attributes.
So
I
guess
zoned
that
out for a moment. Did the coterie want me to do anything?
Huh?
I said I zoned out for a moment. Did the coterie want me to do anything?
Yeah, like
probably-
you realize, like one of your good like stats to help us search.
Yeah, we're doing abstracted investigations for tracking down the Reem Riders. So if you've got a skill combination that you think could be used to possibly track down.
I do have, actually, contacts that I might be able to talk to, see if they've noticed new people in town.
Oh wait a minute. So are we adding like contacts to the roll then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, then with that in mind, I guess it was 8 successes rather than 6.
That's fair.
I think.
So could
Wait a
I
minute,
maybe do a...
Oh, what the fuck happened to my internet? Dear Lord. The fuck? That's wonderful. I'm gonna check something real quick.
So I'm thinking either... I think Sylvester might just talk to people he knows in the streets that might be like privy to information like this, for example. And be like, hey, have you heard of this new biker gang in town? Do you know where they might frequent and such?
Yeah. That makes sense.
So could I do a... Would I be just manipulation streetwise?
Manipulation seems like they're gonna... Oh, okay. Yeah, why not?
Because he's just asking for information, really.
Tell me about the scary people who you don't want to talk about.
Alright, so 18 successes.
4 successes.
Alright, so 4 plus 2 plus 4.
There's an awful lot of successes when the entire coterie is just... Everybody are hell-bent on this. And you know what? You're not
We're
the only
working
ones who's
together.
searching, apparently. Sheriff is out there looking, too.
We're doing this on behalf of the prince.
You are.
The orders.
So is the sheriff.
I'm
Yeah,
glad
the
everyone is so
Riders-
loyal to the Camarilla.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
If
loyal
they're
to
still in
the
the city
camera,
are about to
unfortunately.
get fucked.
I didn't quite hear that
Okay.
one.
Oh, sorry. The Sabbat, if they're still in the city, are about to get completely fucked.
Just to show you that you're not alone.
To show you that we're not alone, rolls privately.
I'm sorry! There.
Rolls privately a lot of dice on the screen.
Ooh.
You are not alone. Sheriff is also out there. Turning up every stone. It's gonna take a while, this investigation. It's gonna take a lot of work. I can tell you one thing, though, that you will find out pretty quickly here, which is that... I'm looking through my notes because I can. You will read in the newspaper, because I guess you have such things. They are made of paper. I know younger audiences don't know what newspapers are, but they are made out of
Yes.
paper and they contain news. And they're like big sheets of paper. So yeah, you have to fold them out and look into the articles on every page, and very, I don't know, flimsy paper, I guess, in a sense. I remember.
You're being
that.
ironic, right? I hope so.
I'm an old man. I remember reading the newspaper at the kitchen table in the morning. But, so, the prince has done a lot of work to cover up what happened at the theater. It is now called a drug battle.
Wow.
Apparently, rival drug gangs had showdown at the theater and turned it into a shooting gallery. Luckily, only one person actually was killed, and the Chicago PD is, of course, on the case, and even the mayor comes in and comments on it and says, this type of violence is unacceptable in our city. We have to put a stop to this. We rest assured that the perpetrators of this crime, they are not going to get away with it. These drug gangs, the police is working day and night, round the clock, to apprehend the guilty parties, and we're gonna make Chicago safe again. So, yeah. That's
Man, good. Basically, the prince used the fact that there was a literal gangbanger there. Hi, as a cover, basically.
Yep. Absolutely.
Makes sense.
In the news, it has already been spun as a drug cartel thing, busting in and terrorizing the locals for unknown reasons. But who knows why gangs do anything? They just want to terrorize the locals, right? That's what they want to do. As for the others, you will hear about a motorcycle gang instigating a fight in a small bar on the bad side of town. That might be something to check up, perhaps.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good place to start.
And if we're gonna do that, we're gonna do that next time, I would say. So, next time we're gonna remember how many successes these guys had. I didn't even do a break this time. I'm so sorry, Domi. I
No,
completely...
we were in the zone.
Yeah, we were in the zone. So, next time we will return to this group of intrepid vampires. And we will see how their investigation into tracking down the Sabbat might turn out. The bot, yes. Might turn out. Sabbat.
I believe we've got 20 successes.
What just happened with... Someone has a... Someone has an echo somewhere.
Alright,
Oh, I'm
we're
sorry,
at
22 successes.
22
Yeah.
Yes, that's a
Oh,
lot.
I'm
We're
sorry,
at
22
We're good at
successes.
what we do.
22
Yeah.
yes, that's a lot.
I'm
We're
sorry,
at
22
We're good at
successes.
what we do.
22
Prince better be really fucking happy with us.
Yeah, he better be.
Really fucking happy with us.
Yeah, he better be.
Really fucking happy.
Is our job to just find them or to deal with them as well? Is our job to just find them?
So far, you've been...
Oh,
as well?
It's Mikkel who has the echo.
So far, I have the echo?
It's Mikkel who has the echo.
I have the echo? Why?
a tiny
Yeah.
bit.
That's weird.
Oh, and do you have your like
Why?
a tiny
Yeah.
bit?
That's weird.
Oh, and do you have your like
Oh,
strange? Oh, and do you have
I see what happened. Yeah.
is it coming from
Fixed
the
it.
stream or something?
Fixed it. Yeah. Must have been...
Really?
Anyway.
I thought it was funny with the timing of the echo, where it's like it was almost like you were responding to yourself, like it's a bot. It's a bot.
Sabbat! Yeah, that's the one. Alright, let's raid the Tales of Myth and Mayhem because we can. And in a week we'll be back and see how the Sabbat hunt goes. See you then, everyone, and thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Adios.